cause you to overeat later, make bad decisions when you should be hopefully sleeping and maybe getting up and moving. Even if you can't come to class, take 10 minutes to move, maybe doing some easy stretches, a little bit of yoga. Take a real brisk walk around your house or do something to wake your body up. You want to capitalize on that movement to go ahead and let your body kind of realize that you're awake, you're moving. Don't just crawl out of bed, have a glass of water, and then go right to your coffee, and then just get dressed. Give yourself 10 minutes to move, or if you can come to class before noon, that would be even better. So a lot of the girls are coming at 5 a.m. Their stress levels are hopefully going to be a lot lower because I'm talking to them about getting their sleep first, and then getting and capitalizing on moving in the morning. Now 5 a.m. may be too early for you. As long as you've got that 8 hours of sleep in between, whenever you come to exercise, ideally it's within an hour or two of getting up. So it depends on when all you guys get up. Everybody goes to bed at different times, but that's when we capitalize on our cortisol levels being high. Again, when we drink caffeine or we take some kind of stimulant, there's a lot of bad products out there that people are promoting to women to take for weight loss. But what that does, it makes them real jinky, and it's got 10 forms of caffeine in there, and it makes them not hungry, that's for sure, but it also spikes their cortisol level, and over a period of months in time, they're going to wind up actually having more belly fat, and their body's going to crash, and they're going to get used to that stimulant, and their body can't even recognize their own circadian rhythms anymore. So yeah, they're going to lose 10 pounds in a month, and they're going to do horrible things for their metabolism, for their brain health, for their hearts, for their stress level, and all kind of reasons. So I have talked to the people that I have seen that have been doing those stimulants, and within the 60-day challenge, I get messaged all the time from them, well, you should have these ladies take this product, it'll make them lose 10 pounds in a day, whatever it is. And I'm just like, thank you very much. What do you know about nutrition? Nothing, because your friend told you to sell this product, right? And so, no, look, I've lost 10 pounds. Well, I could make you lose 10 pounds as well if I could just wired your mouth shut and fed you water. There you lose 10 pounds. That's basically what you're doing, and taking stimulants to jack up your heart rate and cortisol levels. So I said, let me talk to you in 6 months, right? So then we'll talk. All right, so that's kind of what we talked about with the stress, the cortisol levels being high. Of course, you can do lots of different things to alleviate stress besides exercise. Yoga is a really good way to de-stress, or just meditation. A lot of people think meditation means that you're praying to a different something else. It doesn't. Meditation means that you are coming within you're realizing where your stressors are, and you're breathing, learning how to change the brain waves in your head. So really, there's several different ways you can meditate. You can meditate by counting. I did some stuff in yoga today, if you guys came, where it's just belly breathing. So let's all put our hands on our belly for now. This is one way you can let go of stress the minute you recognize it. So you want to inflate your belly as you inhale, and deflate your belly as you exhale. So if you felt your rib cage really lifting, that means you probably have been breathing from our rib cage, which most of us do because we breathe stressfully during the day. So again, close your eyes and really try to take the biggest breath you can. Let your belly actually stick out when you inhale, and let your belly drop when you exhale. And do that a couple more times while I'm talking. Just focus on breathing from your belly. The more you can think about that belly breathing, that's going to send that message to your brain to release stress. Okay? So now to do the opposite. Breathe through your rib cage. It's a shallower breath, right? It's more panting, and your heart rate's going to race if you start breathing through your rib cage. But you have to recognize when you're breathing that way, which 9 times out of 10 is in a stressful situation. It can be a behavioral one, it can be a physical one, any of those stresses. It can be when I'm on that roller coaster, I'm sure I'm breathing through here, right? So the way I would try to get through that would be the belly breathe, and kind of keep breathing and thinking about belly breathing. I might vomit in the middle of it, but at least I'm belly breathing, trying to get rid of my stress, right? Or if I know that I've got a stressful meeting with someone, or if my mother-in-law's coming, which she's not coming. But if I didn't care for my mother-in-law, right, and I knew she was coming, I would try to, 20 minutes before, start working on some breathing exercises, so when I walk in the door, at least that smile I had was genuine and not a fake one, right? And I don't, I'm more de-stressed. But I've got to recognize, I've got to kind of think ahead of, I was like the word, think ahead of what's going to happen in my day, so I can start putting that in. A lot of times if I'm teaching a class or I have to sub for somebody and I wasn't planning on it, like if somebody calls me at 10 till 5 and I've got to teach at 5 o'clock and I've not mentally ready, I'll try to do some breathing exercises to try to calm my body. Just think, okay, you own the place, you've got to go do that. Let's go do it. And try to get up and go do it versus, oh my God, and dread it. I try to think of a positive way to think about that. And breathing really has helped me. I've been doing meditation for about a year now at night when I go to sleep. I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. And I was doing a lot of the things that they're going to tell you to stop doing, and I've really changed and made all these habits, and I can tell you it's a big difference. But meditation was the first thing I did, and I don't know about y'all, but I thought meditation was like, oh, this weird thing. You can do that. You can do that. You can have a mantra, and you can hold your fingers in a certain way. You don't have to. There's thousands of ways to meditate, and none of them are wrong. So if you like meditation with music playing or waves playing, I really love the sound of the ocean because I'm from Georgia, and that really soothes me, and that makes positive memories in my mind. So I started playing like ocean waves at night, and then I worked on belly breathing in the first 6 weeks or so before I could actually breathe in and out and not have another thought come into my mind for at least 3 minutes. And it's crazy. You think you can do that, but and not let another thought come in, but your focus on yourself. You try it. Just try it. Set a timer on your house or your phone, whatever, and just try to belly breathe, and don't let anything come into your brain like, well, you got to go back to the grocery store, you got to do tomorrow, or somebody got to walk in your room while you're doing this. All right, it's really hard, but what that does is it trains your brain. It actually gets your brain stronger, and that simulates the REM sleep that we should be getting at night, which I'm going to talk about later. So I'll tell you real quick what REM sleep does for you is it basically detoxifies your brain. So if you're missing out on REM sleep, meditation is a really good way to at least get that back a little bit. Think of your brain being like a bunch of toys all over your house. When your kids are young and they have toys everywhere, right? That's how your brain is when you start to go to bed at night. And if you don't get that REM sleep, what it does is it basically gets all the toys and puts it back into the box. It organizes everything. So when you're sleeping, your body is taking and your brain is taking all those thoughts of the day and organizing them, trying to make sense of something. When you wake up and you have crazy dreams and you're wondering, how did I even think about that? Well, great that you're dreaming because you can only dream during REM sleep, right? So if you're waking up remembering your dreams, that's a good thing. If you're waking up never remembering your dreams, you're probably not getting a lot of REM sleep. So what that does over time is it helps your brain stay healthier. Just not going into deep explanation, but I read a whole book about your brain. It was that thick, and I don't read books, and it was fabulously interesting to me. But what I took away from that is I've got to get REM sleep or I'm going to get Alzheimer's. Both my grandparents had Alzheimer's. So I've been learning tools to do. I've been doing things in classes, whether y'all realize it or not, that will help prevent Alzheimer's, the way I'm trying to make you guys think ahead, teaching you how to breathe, all those different things, because it never hurts to do those things, even if that's not in your hereditary pattern. Even some of the things we're eating and some of the things we're bringing into our environment are showing to cause Alzheimer's as well. So we're trying to make sure that we're doing healthy things for our brain. So, crossword puzzles, all those kind of things that I know my grandma used to do that a lot of us don't take time to do. Maybe we play Words with Friends or something on our phone, right? But those are all great tools for our brain. And that will also, if you can think about when you're doing a crossword puzzle or when you're doing some kind of game, focus on your breath. That's kind of like a 2-for-1. Your brain gets challenged and you're de-stressing. So there's a lot of really good things to do there. But REM sleep is huge. So, breathing, focusing, you can do guided imagery. There's some really good, I can tell you about a couple of apps that I found that are awesome for meditation that will kind of guide you through it. My brain, when I was first doing it, my thoughts were going everywhere, and so I had to have somebody I had to listen to, a guided thing about talking about breathe in, exhale, think about this, think about that, think about your head, start with your feet. And I actually had to listen to someone talk me through each body part. Now that kind of goes through my brain naturally, but it took me, like I said, I've been doing it for a long time, and it took me a long time before I could just have that timer go off and go, it's only been 3 minutes, and I can't not let my brain go there. So, and I know y'all have no idea, but I have major ADD, so I know y'all can't tell that. But that's it really has helped me. It really has helped me recognize when I get off track a little bit more. I can't sing totally, but when I do get off track, I'm at least acknowledging that. And I tell my husband, you really are right. I do get off track sometimes. So, but he's like, thank you for that REM sleep, right? All right, so let's talk about sleep and how important that is to your brain. And of course, it's going to help with your stress level. So what I want you guys to realize is as technology is a good thing for a lot of times, but technology has really distorted and disturbed our sleep as a nation. So studies are being shown that we are getting less and less sleep for lots of reasons. For myself, being an entrepreneur, I have a mentor group that I meet with online every 3 months, and we talked about, how we feel like, burning the candle at both ends makes us more successful. If I was sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, I was thinking, gosh, that I don't need any more sleep than that, because those are times during the day that I can be building my business and doing things and learning about whatever I'm doing. And I realized that if I was not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, I couldn't focus on those things. It didn't matter how much I wanted to learn. So, that's one thing. We're very driven now. And then we have social media out there, and we have our phones at any minute. So we can't hardly keep a thought. Our text message goes off, or a phone call. We don't get calls anymore. Who makes phone calls? Text message, right? So we never take time to not let something disturb our thoughts. We can be in the middle of a breathing exercise or really focused on something, and we hear that little ding, and then our focus is totally gone. So if you have that set on your phone, setting on your phone, first of all, take your phone and turn off that phone at night as far as your text messages or phone calls. Set a time, there's a thing on your phone, if you guys all have it, do not disturb between the hours you do not want to be bothered. I have mine set an hour before I go to sleep and 30 minutes after I usually wake up, so that I don't have anyone, that no one can call me or text me during that time, or I can't have any text messages go off unless it's, Misty from work, or my children, or my husband, right, who's right next to me, so that doesn't matter, or my big sister. So I have a favorites group that I'm like, okay, this is for emergency only, that if someone calls me or texts me, I'm not going to go back to my phone. And the reason I don't want you to go back to your phone is because of the blue light, which is an electromagnetic field. So let's talk about what blue light does to your body. If you're looking at your phone, it doesn't matter if you haven't looked at your phone in 2 hours and you look at your phone 10 or 15 minutes before you go to bed, that blue light that's being emitted is telling your brain it's still daylight. So basically it's going to take you another good hour before your brain says, hey, it's time to go to bed. And this is a true, proven fact. This was so hard for me to not do because I was always afraid I was going to miss a text from my daughter and my son who lives in Seattle and New York, and it was so hard for me not to look and see. But I told them kind of what I was doing. I said, if you have something really important to tell me or call me at this time so that I get that phone call. Of course, if it's an emergency, just call me so my phone will ring. Otherwise, I'm taking my text off. So that way I wasn't looking at my phone. A lot of people watch a little like TV show or Netflix or whatever on their phone or their iPad or a Kindle. A Kindle has a backlight also that is very disturbing to your sleep. So they're coming out with new Kindles that have different backlights that don't tell that message to your brain. So you've got to be aware of that looking at that blue light is disturbing that. And if you have any blue light in your room, let's say you have an alarm clock that glows with the letters, turn it facing the other way. If you have any kind of light from like a humidifier or a night light, studies have shown that any kind of light disrupts your sleep at some point. So the darker, the better. So I know like you guys have children or whatever, you need night lights at your house, maybe you're scared, I understand that, but try to put it where when you get up it's at least as dark as it can be, it's not right there. And then also do not have that phone by your head. That electromagnetic field is showing that it is doing things to our brains just having that there, and if you plug it into the wall and it's there, that's doubly damaging your brain. So not only looking at your phone, but having it within 8 feet of your head makes a difference in your brain. And there's some horrible, horrific studies I can show you about what's happening with our brains because that electromagnetic field is right by our head. And we haven't had cell phones that long, so there hasn't been a lot of research. But as we go, in years and years, they're finding more and more the people that have had cell phones, and we have them right here for a lot. They're here for a lot, right? Some women are carrying them in their hips. Some are carrying them in their bra tops, right? I was guilty of that. Is putting it here when I was walking or whatever. Never do that. Never put those electromagnetic fields by your body. So again, definitely don't sleep in it. So the sleep specialists tell you to take that phone and put it in the other room. And everybody tells me, oh my gosh, well, I have to have it in case of emergency, and I do too. So what I do is I put it outside in the hall with the door open, where the volume up as high as I can go, so it's not in my room. The blue light doesn't disturb me. It's not by my head, and at least there's a wall that keeps that from my brain. And it took me a long time to be comfortable with I was afraid I wasn't gonna hear it, or whatever. But now I gotta have an old school alarm clock, the one that you wind up and it ticks, right? Takes no electricity, and that's the one we have in our